Ready? Hello, everybody. I'm Diane Lupo. Welcome, fellow seekers. This is the Mystery Guide. Every week, we'll journey into one of history's greatest mysteries, not to prove or disprove the past, but to explore it through the timeless symbolism of tarot. So light a candle for yourself, settle in, and let's see where this leads us. Area 51. I wonder, is it real? It's been covered up for so long. I'll wait for a few people to get in. Hello, Gary. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Just Doing It Old School. So we talked about, I posted some of the facts about Area 51, and I thought before we get into any of the other mysteries, we first better discover, are we alone or not? Are they here yet? You know, that's such an interesting question. And if you see on the post, so many people have had sightings, thousands of, some people call them ETs, some people call them ILBs, intelligent light beings. I call them OLBs, other living beings. And it's interesting to think about. It's interesting to wonder, are they actually here? And why has there been so much secrecy about it? Why is the government shut down so much until recently? We just began having congressional hearings on whether we actually have video of aircraft, remnants of aircraft, whether we've been using technology or not that has been handed to us. So let's see. I love your questions. If you have any questions, we can get into it. Or I can start with one of the questions that was presented to me earlier. So we're going to dive right in. Area 51. One question about Area 51 would be, if governments around the world are taking these reports seriously, should we? So why don't I do a general reading and ask, have there been other life forms visiting or existing within, because some believe they're right here beneath the oceans, the Grand Canyon, the Antarctic. So are they within? Have they pursued us from other planets? Let's look into it. Let's see what the cards have to say. I'm excited for this. I've had to hold back asking these questions, and I watched the Gaia Network, and I was a big fan of David Wilcock, who mysteriously passed away when all those other, within the same few days that those other scientists disappeared. Not too long ago in the spring of this year, it was right around Easter time. I believe that things happened in that way. So let's see what the cards have to say. Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, the Star, Seven of Cups. I'm getting excited. I'm also very nervous. This is really kind of, this is, we're putting ourselves out here to allegedly come up with the facts. So nothing here, it's all for pure entertainment, but it will be revealing. So just with the first 5 cards, so I asked, when I do these readings for just this show, I'm going to do 5 card spreads with a yes or no, and I chose cards that have no discernment on the top. In other words, I can't see a pattern that I can subconsciously make it be a yes or no. They're pretty much a blanket pattern. So right now I have a yes for this. And what's interesting, why I started to laugh, is because I believe there's been many life forms that have come. That's my personal opinion. I've read a lot about the Greys and the Nordics and the reptilians. The tinfoil hat people are like, yeah, and everybody else is going, oh my God, she's actually going there. But there have been so many documents, and I know people who've undergone hypnosis personally who have had very vivid experiences. So that's why this subject I felt had to come out first, and we'll explore it. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is an interesting card, and you can even see some of the imagery is rather otherworldly if you look at it. And if you go back into Egyptology and the stories of the pyramids, which we can do on another episode, it's very, very interesting on how the similarities from different cultures have the same light beings and some kind of, flying object, or beings that appear to be angelic. So I've got a yes, okay, and I've got the Star in reverse, the Seven of Cups. Now the Star in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, I feel that many have been on this planet from the beginning. It's not like they're coming in and dropping in on us. I feel that we have been integrated in some way, or we've been integrated. In other words, they've mated with us at some point, or mixed DNA, and all of the above. We have all these different species that could be around here. Please hit the like for Diane. Thank you, Aroha. And please put your questions, any questions you have, in all caps. So I'm getting yes. We should take this seriously. I'm getting yes. There are many stories. Let's kind of zoom in on one. The Seven of Cups is like get more clarity, get more focus on one particular either being or topic. The Queen of Wands is, also our intuition. Many tribes, I'm going to call them tribes, have been known to be totally telepathic. And with our raised frequency, we are becoming more telepathic. Our animals are absolutely. Cats have always been telepathic. Dogs, yes, too, but it's heightened supposedly with our fur friends. So pay attention to that. Their frequency has been raised as well. I'm going to do another row just to see. Interesting. It's like opposite now. This was just to continue the story. I got my answer in the first 5 cards. So I am getting that it's not just one type of aircraft or one type of being that came here. I am getting that some of the energies or the beings have been organically with us from our beginning. That's really interesting if you think about it, and let's get into that. And I'm also getting, it wasn't, we can get into the specifics, but I feel like it wasn't always easy in the beginning. It wasn't always peaceful. And it took a lot for it to happen. And I feel they have a very big role in what goes on here on planet Earth. All right. Wondering how many Area 51s they actually are. Oh, that's a great question. I'm not doing personal questions. This is a show just on this topic, Helen Hummingbird, but thank you for joining us. That is a great question. How many Area 51s are there really? Because we have so much documentation on that particular place, but we're just one country. What about all the other countries? And maybe other governments have kept quiet about what they've discovered. I mean, just look at all the different, this latest conflict has brought out the different weaponry that different countries have, and some of it, I don't think the U.S. expected them to have it. Okay, so I've got the Chariot. I'm going to look for a number. How many are there? More than, well, we know there are more than one because we got that Seven of Cups. The Moon. We're going to be finding out something very soon too, Rohan 9/11. We are going, President Trump has said he's going to release something soon. I have a feeling it will most likely be before something, detrimental comes out for the government. Then they'll say, the aliens are here. There's that Seven of Cups here. So I've got at least 7. Again, with that Seven of Cups, at least 7. Isn't that funny? That is so strong. At least 7. There's 5 cards. And it is around the world. They are around the world. So it's not just in the United States. I am going to guess there's something going on in the Antarctic because people aren't allowed to investigate down there. Many scientists have either disappeared or gone down there, discovered things, and then come back only to have an accident, an unaliving or something like that. And David Wilcock did cover a lot of that in his Sunday afternoon query. So this is pretty interesting. Melissa says, after traveling through Mount Shasta in California, there's said to be ETs among the people. Well, there's a lot about Mount Shasta. So let's ask, is Mount Shasta one of the places where we have ET activity? Now, I also want to tell everybody, I want the first person who can respond to pick a number from 5 to 20 because I will be running a contest through these episodes for the first 4 episodes. So the first person who puts a number down, I'm going to pick that number. 5 through 20. Hopefully there are more than 5 names here. 5 through 20. Pick a number. Anybody can write it in the chat. I'm not getting much of a chat here, so if you have a question, hey Brenda, bring me your questions. Hello, 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 hello. What I'm going to do is all right, Brenda Melissa Eggers put the first number in, number 12. So now I want somebody to write in the name of who is the 12th name on your list. Who are you seeing? Hopefully everybody's seeing the same list. And that person's going to be entered into a contest for a free reading. Okay, so in 4 weeks' time, there should be there'll be 4 names in the hat, and at the end of the 4th show, I will pick a name for the winner of the free reading. That's how I'm going to do it. So you guys are actually picking it. You're even picking out who the number 12 is. And thank you for doing that. Okay, so I do have other questions myself. So if you don't have questions, I want to know, is the Antarctic one of the places where there is intelligent or other life, other light beings, other life, other terrestrials? Is the Antarctic one? I've also been reading about New Zealand a little bit. I flunked a test. I took a test on what do you know about New Zealand? I couldn't believe how little I knew because I always loved geography and I traveled a lot. I love to study places I traveled, but never been to New Zealand, but now it's on my list. Holy moly, you guys have some great indigenous people and some great geographical amazing things. All right, so Antarctic, 5 cards. Are they in the Antarctic? Okay, guys, 3 times this card has came out. One, two, three. So you got your question in, Melissa. That's good. That's good because I didn't want to read on the Bermuda Triangle until we figured out, is this even valid? Are all right? So I got a no there. Interesting. I got a no on the Antarctic. All right. Let me just ask a general, but that 7 is interesting. So far we know Area 51. How about Mount Shasta? Mount Shasta. Let's just pick a couple of places, and then I'll say any place in Asia. And I'm shuffling in front of you so you know I can't mess around with this. Who was the 12th person? Can someone write the 12th name in the feed, in the chat box? Somebody write the name of the 12th person's name. It's okay if it repeats, but just whoever number 12 is. I don't want to do it myself because it always leads to somebody complaining about somebody. Oh, Stonehenge. Oh, I'll do that next. Okay. So Mount Shasta. Interesting. The 7s keep bouncing out. 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords, 7 of Cups. Mount Shasta. Oh my God. All right, this is where we play the airy music. Do 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 do. Woo! That's a little weird, don't you think? Wow. 1, 2. Yes, to the Mount Shasta. It's a different group. It's a different group, unexpected. I feel this is a more benevolent kind of energy because I have all these cups here. 4 cards that are cups, so I feel it's a more benevolent energy, a kind energy. Now I'm going to put the 7 of Cups somewhere in the middle. That's a little crazy, don't you think, guys? Thanks, Beth. Thanks for the validation, because sometimes I sit here and those kinds of things keep happening, and my husband's like, who are you talking to? And myself, because it's a little crazy in here. And I have to say, that's a little crazy. 7 of Cups. What are they trying to tell us, though? I feel there's more. Yes. 7 of Cups. They want us to get clarity. Pick a lane. Pick a lane. Okay, so I'm reading about Stonehenge. David Wilcock has done some very interesting shows on that as well. Let's see. He must be on my mind tonight. I keep mentioning him. Stonehenge. Oh, thank God. If it was the 7 of Cups again, I think I would have lost my breath. Okay, but this 9 of Wands has come up a lot. And the 3 of Cups just came up. The Wheel of Fortune again. It's like the same. Take a leap of faith. Yes. Yes. So right now we have Mount Shasta, Stonehenge, and Area 51. There's something more to it, though. From Stonehenge, I feel like there's a point. It's a pivot point for something across the water. So if you were in, anyone good here with geography, if you're standing in Stonehenge, can you if you looked across the water, if you could be like above in the sky and look across the water, what's there? Would it be Iceland or Greenland? And is that why Trump wants Greenland? I'm going to get to the Bermuda Triangle. I will, Melissa. I know you're dying to know that answer. Let's ask Greenland. Well, either he thought you were an ET, Melissa, or he thought you were shoplifting. Is Stonehenge some sort of portal? Yeah, it is an energetic, supposedly, allegedly, it's some kind of, it's like a key. You know, it's like a key to the energy. which is interesting. And there are many Stonehenges. There's one right in Nashville. There's a place we weren't even aware of until we were thinking of moving here. And then we happened to be watching the Gaia Network. And one of the men who does all those trips to the pyramids, and he's right down in Nashville. And there's an energy center there. I did go there to check it out, and I didn't, I really didn't feel much, I'll be honest. Maybe it was my vibe, but I didn't feel much. So it was interesting. Okay, I'm going to say Greenland. Greenland. Are they in Greenland? And then I'm going to leave it at that. Whoop. 5 cards. 2 of Cups. Queen of Wands again, but this time she's reversed. 8 of Swords. No to Greenland. So I only have 1 upright. So no, absolutely no in Greenland. So it is just the minerals Trump wants. Now let's go. So we know there are many places. We know there, and I'm going to just validate this time. Are there at least 7 existing extraterrestrial beings, other light beings, or whatever you want to call it, other than the humanoid? Are there at least 7 other existing right now in Earth time planets? Peoples. Oh, that's a big yes. That's a big yes. I didn't even have all 5, but it's 3 out of 5, but I got the Ace of Wands there. So yes, and many of they're mixed right in with us. We don't even know because they're just some are very benevolent. They're here to help. Okay, for the most part, most of them so far that we've researched, they are here to help. Beth, you know what? I'm going to ask the cards about that Stonehenge. Is it a portal? But first I want to answer Melissa's question. And yes, Sedona, absolutely, we should check on Sedona. Is it true about the lands beyond the ice wall? Ooh, that's a great question. Let me answer Melissa's question first. Did anyone write in the 12th person? Beth Rollo, if you could please write in whoever you see as the 12th name in this feed from the top. Just write their name in and put a heart or something so I know. What happened to Amelia Earhart and the ships over the Bermuda Triangle? Was that ET underwater activity or above? Oh. Let's do the ships. Where the ships, this will be fast, where the ships over the Bermuda Triangle that disappeared, we know planes disappeared and ships. We all grew up watching those documentaries, those sci-fi, like what happened, how they just disappeared, whole planes disappeared. Nicholas Tesla was onto something with dimensions and time travel. And that's a theory that, portals slipping into other dimensions is a real thing. Interesting enough, Donald Trump's uncle, John Trump, was a professor at MIT, and he was in possession of all of Nikola Tesla's remaining, the supposedly stolen documents. He was in possession of them. I don't know if Donald Trump is now in possession of them, but isn't that interesting? What happened to Amelia Earhart and the ships over the Bermuda Triangle? So what happened to the ships over the Bermuda Triangle? Did the ships disappear because of, and I'm going to have to shuffle this and make this more accurate. Did the ships disappear because of underwater alien activity? And I'll say alien. I hope they're not offended. Did the ships disappear because of underwater alien activity? Which there is a lot on the underwater activity going on, but nothing documented, nothing validated. Okay, is it because of the underwater activity? Ooh, All right, 2 yes, 2 no. Yes, victory. Wow. Look at all those wands. Yeah. Now this Ace of Swords is bothering me. Why is this Ace of Swords bothering me? 10 of Pentacles, death. You know what I just heard? I got the underwater activity. Then that's not a port. They didn't go into a portal because I just felt there's something else going on. Ace of Swords. Let me pull this deck. Is this Ace of Swords? Did they go through a portal? Was this a portal? Was this a portal? So it was definitely some kind of alien activity underwater. Is it a time change portal? Time dimensional portal? Yes, and you know, it's funny, the death card came out earlier too. And that's what I feel. I feel like they didn't go to another time and they're living on another dimension. I felt they did not make it. I feel they did not make it. Anyone who went down under, as the song goes. Now, what happened to Amelia Earhart in the other planes over the Bermuda Triangle? Was that ET activity in the sky? I'm going to do 2 rows. Sky for the top row, underwater activity for the bottom row. Okay? Sky for the top row, underwater activity for the bottom row. Sky for the top row, underwater activity for the bottom row. So look at that, will ya? All right, so sky, I got 1, 2, 3 out of 5. Underwater activity, I got 1, 2. So that was sky activity. So 2 different scenarios. Now I just have to stay in the Bermuda Triangle a little bit more. Is there currently ET activity or any kind of ET portal, any kind of ET underwater caves, some kind of suctioning device, anything that would suck in aircraft or shipcraft in the Bermuda Triangle now at this time? Maybe it's something that moved, you know, maybe they picked up and moved somewhere else. Let's see. Is there still currently some activity? I'd like to know because my son's always on those cruise ships. And the Bermuda Triangle is my son. Is there still some underwater alien activity in the Bermuda Triangle currently as we speak? Yes, no, 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 no. Interesting. Whew. So that was, have they moved to another location? Let's ask. Have they moved to another location? Have they moved to another location? And then I'm going to ask one more about the Amelia Earhart. Did she live after she disappeared? Because some say she made it to an island. And did it move to another location? Or did those beings, whoever was responsible for the Bermuda Triangle, have they now moved it somewhere else? Is it now somewhere else? No, that's a strong no. That's a very strong no. Okay. Now, just for my personal opinion, and I'm going to use this deck, did Amelia Earhart live beyond her disappearance? So she disappeared. So we're solving a few mysteries. We've we keep getting the number 7 for the intelligent life beings or the existing tribes now. Evidently, there've been, the Anunnaki they mentioned in Egyptian times, and the Nordics, who were very kind, benevolent people. The reptilians, who were not. The Greys, who were very, could be violent. This is about Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart. Did Amelia Earhart, did she live beyond her disappearance? And then maybe that'll be another show. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. She was hidden. She was hidden. She was, I feel, captured in some way. Maybe held hostage. Or just, they wouldn't let her go. They wouldn't let her try to make her way out of where she was. Lots of green. Could be an island. Maybe with indigenous kinds of people. Look at that card. It's, it's very, with the animal head, it could be she made it to one of those crazy islands. So she did live beyond, but she was held captive. She wasn't allowed to communicate. She wasn't alone either. But she had no way of getting out, communicating. She was held captive. Ooh, interesting. I think I'm going to like doing this. Okay, let's see. What about Stonehenge in England? We read that one. Amelia Earhart. Any other questions? Let's see. I think it's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it is. Is it true about the lands beyond the ice wall? Ooh, let's go back to my deck. Is it true, Tarot, about the lands beyond the ice wall? Is that a truth? I mean, let's face it, guys. You watch the news now, and for so long, I mean, now it's a little more difficult because you have so many independent journalists and conspiracy people and people like me doing all this crazy stuff on YouTube. But it does bring some things to light. And I mean, so much that we heard about before is now being proven. And well, yeah, that was the truth. You thought your relatives were crazy for thinking one thing, and they weren't. I could say that about many things, politically, medically, in the entertainment field, with the royal family, with our political families. So there's been so many mistruths. And we all know, like, how many times was the Bible rewritten? People are saying, there are lost chapters and all this. So is it true about the lands beyond the ice wall by Gary King? No. Look at this secret meeting here. Secret plan. Yes, no. Now, this is a no, 3 out of 5. 2, if I did 2 more, yeah, it would still be a wash because it's a no and a yes. But these 2 cards here, Gary, there may have been something to this at one time. And Ace of Wands, and look at the Ace of Wands, how it's, it's like they had a meeting to squash something or change something or conceal something. If this magician were upright, I would say, whoa, that's a big yes, and no second chances. But I feel that, and see this 8 of Swords? It's like it got locked up. If there was land beyond the ice wall, there was a conspiracy to either demolish it or totally obliterate it in some way. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? So we've resolved a few things, I hope, allegedly, and I will keep saying the word allegedly. Is Stonehenge a type of portal? Is Stonehenge some type of portal? And did somebody write in the 12th name? Is Stonehenge a type of portal? I got a no to the portal. Does Stonehenge present a frequency does Stonehenge present some kind of frequency for communication? Does it present a frequency for communication? I got a no on that. Is Stonehenge a remnant of former other planetary life? Is Stonehenge a remnant of other planetary life? Is Stonehenge a remnant of other planetary life? Thank you, Aroha. Please put all questions in capitals so I can see them easily. It's, as you know, with the light, and I'm sight impaired. It's the binoculars I wear. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. And it was, wow. Yes, it was actually, it was. It was a remnant of a meeting place of a former other beings, other planetary beings, and it was dismantled. Look at that. Look at the tower. That's 3 yes. 3 out of 5 is a yes. Sun, and not from our sun. So other planetary, King of Pentacles. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of our kings ordered it to be obliterated in the way it has been, or dislodged in some way. There must have been more to it, and I'm feeling like medieval or pre-medieval. Very interesting. I believe they tried to build it up again at one point, but one of the kings, King of Pentacles, so maybe if anyone's good in history, a king who would have been a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And I'm feeling like medieval, not Renaissance, like medieval times. But yes, it was a place of other life beings where they convened or landed or used it as a communication center, perhaps. Interesting, Beth. Good question. 12th person. All right. The 12th comment is Aroha. Okay, that's great. Aroha 911. Aroha 12th. You go in the raffle, or whatever you want to call it. In 4 weeks, I will pick a winner out of the hat, and you're the first name in the hat. So someone will win. Ooh, Satan portal in the Bermuda Triangle. And now we're getting into, is there a Satan? Oh, jeez. You guys want to go dark, huh? Communication would have been nil for her. Thank you very much. Keep doing these. Gary, what ice well, if you don't mind me asking, maybe a secret meeting place, but not living behind the wall. Oh, yeah. Oh, who is Jack the Ripper? I'll go through these, and I'm going to have you vote on next week's show. Like each week, I'll have you say, I'll be posting in the post section of YouTube. I will be posting some topics for next week's show, and you can pick. I've got like 4 or 5 kind of I've been toying with, and who was Jack the Ripper? Woo! 2 names mentioned, Aroha and mine. Maybe shows up differently for people. Yeah, that's why I asked Beth to do it, so I'm sticking with what Beth said, because that's what happens, and people start saying, well, no, mine was first and mine was second, so, and I can't get in the thick of that. AKA the Mystic, I heard Stonehenge was a failed experiment, so it was abandoned. And okay, I see, Gary. The Library of Alexandria. Oh, I don't know about, well, I have heard about it, but I don't know about it, so let me just scroll down. Any more questions about aliens? Was there a city of Atlantis? Yes, I love these questions. Is there going to be full disclosure soon from alien groups? Excellent, old school. Will there soon be full disclosure from any of the at least 7? Because we got, if you didn't see the beginning of this, that number 7 kept coming up, kept coming up. Kept coming up. What happened to my picks? I don't know, Susan. Hi, Susan. Is there going to be full disclosure soon from any of the alien groups? You are a starseed. Will there be full exposure? Will there be full exposure before the end of 2026? Let's get more specific. Will there be full exposure of any extraterrestrial, other life, other light, other beings here on the planet Earth by the end of 2026? Will there be full exposure? I just want to shuffle really good because it's been working. Will there be full exposure of other terrestrial beings? Full disclosure. Did I say exposure? Hello. Yeah, they're all gonna moon us. A mooning of the Greys and the reptilians. Oh, don't get offended, guys, if you're in my room. Let's see. Will there be full disclosure by the end of 2026 that they are here? That's a yes. I feel like they're working on how that's going to come about. I know if you watch some of the astrologers and other readers, everybody's been talking like August is going to be it. August is going to be the time. Everything's going to happen in August. I'm feeling closer to the midterm elections here in the States, which would be October, November. But hey, August is going to be a crazy energy time. And right now I have a no. They're not. Oh, now let's ask. So I'm getting a no. They're not going to disclose their existence here on Earth yet this year. Let's ask about 2027. Will there be full disclosure from alien groups in 2027? Or when is our next big election? 2028, right? Will there be full disclosure between 2027 and 2028? Will there be full disclosure from alien groups by the end of 2027 or 2028? Oh, let's see. Will there be full disclosure between 2027 and 2028? That's a big, I gotta say, this has gotta be a yes. Wow. Ace of Swords, 9 of Cups. Nine of Wands reversed. Some people don't want it to happen. They're being very protective about it. Oh, there's that Seven of Cups again. That's, I gotta tell you, this is what I feel intuitively. I feel like they're battling amongst themselves, not so much with us, but like, how's it gonna go down? How's it gonna happen? Who's gonna show themselves for us? No, I'm getting a no. Like, they're talking about it. They want it to happen. Oh, the Emperor. Somebody is putting a kibosh on it. This would be a big politician. This would be somebody who has a lot of power. I'm going to ask, is this the President of the United States? Is the President of the United States, or the United States, the Emperor could also be representing the Senate or the Congress, is the United States government going to continue to conceal the validity of this information? Is the United States government, in one way or the other, responsible for concealing or keeping this quiet, or keeping the information, or keeping those Seven of Cups, those tribes, quiet until after the election, I wonder? Is the United States government responsible for keeping it quiet, allegedly? Yes? No? Guys, all right? Now you see this, right? It's the Seven of Cups again. I can hear Beth Rollo in her house in somewhere in Rhode Island. No, but there are, well, no, no. Two yeses, so it's a no, but they're a part of it. Okay, so who would be the Queen of Swords? There's two other governments who are, they don't want the mystery to end. Look at this in the Tower. Like, if these were upright, look at the story this tells. So we've got the Emperor, so maybe it's like the cabal, or the big, it's maybe the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers are going to decide. But this is interesting to me, because the Seven of Cups is still right here in the dead center. So I feel it's a conflict within the different tribes. I wonder if they have a what do you call it when they get together? A tribune, right? Tribune. Do all our tribe aliens have their own tribune who meets with all the leaders of government? Like, what really happens at those? Like, I believe all that stuff, like the Italian prime minister getting upset about the picture with president. I think a lot of that is they set that up. They must talk on the phone at night and say, hey, let's do this. That'll cause a big, determinant in who's paying attention to what. I can't get any words out. I can't believe I got that Seven of Cups. Okay. Is there some kind of a tribunal of all the aliens? That's a big yes. Okay, that is a big yes. Interesting about money. Yeah, they haven't come to the right agreement yet to make the announcement. Look at that, the hand of God. They haven't come to the agreement yet. Everyone's bickering, and it has to do with money for some reason. Like, are they going to make money if they announce, yeah, we're here, hello? Are they thinking about the news coverage? Are they thinking about the finances? Now I'm going to ask, will there be full disclosure in 2029? Or in 2029, after the elections? Will there be full disclosure in 2029? Will there be full disclosure of alien life among us in 2029? We're coming to an end. I'm going to hold on to your chat so I can write down your questions, and then you guys, at your leisure, go to the post and it will say which show would you like next week. Will there be full disclosure in 2029? Oh, we got an agreement there. Oh, everybody's getting along now. Look at that. They're celebrating. Wow, that's a yes. 2029, after the U.S. elections, there's a big celebration coming together. Holy moly. Temperance. Temperance is, 1 foot on land, 1 foot on water. This is angelic, so you've got the spiritual world, and there's that whole thing too. When you talk about other life beings, what we call angels, are they spiritual angels, or are they other light beings from another planet? I don't want to blow anyone's religious mind, but think about it. That's a big 4 out of 5. They're not going anywhere either. Some psychics have said that we're going to be seeing a big spacecraft kind of hovering in the sky, and they're going just so that they will let us know they're here. But as we revealed, they're already here. They are among us, and they're very dispersed. I feel some have that we have mixed DNA, where some of our humanoids have been integrated with some of these tribes, but there will be a reveal. They're not going anywhere either. It's not like they're going to take off once we know they're here. So it's going to be different. What happened to my pics? I don't know what that means. Oh, past life in that area. That's interesting. AKA the Mystics. That's Susan. Okay. Very good. All right. Any other last questions? Are there aliens living in our oceans? Are the governments aware of this? Well, we did ask below the sea, and I got a yes on that, but I got a yes as far as the Bermuda Triangle. Are there aliens living in our oceans? And are our governments aware of this? Now, I don't know if you've ever been on a submarine. I sang at a submarine base in Groton, Connecticut, the Officers Club, and they gave us tours of the submarines, and I was like, oh my God, no way could I ever. How do these guys do it? It's crazy. But when you see the equipment on those machines, on those boats, you gotta wonder, they must hear stuff they can't explain. And that's one of the topics too, that there are some radio frequency signals that come through that nobody knows where they're coming from. Not even Elon Musk. So are there aliens living in our oceans? I'll do a yes or no. Are there aliens of the 7 tribes that are living in our oceans? That's a no. That's a no. That's a yes. That's a yes. Oh yes, but it's, whoa, look how dark and secretive it is. Yeah, that's a yes. And they're not all benevolent and friendly, which could explain the Bermuda Triangle, right? All right, are our governments aware of this? Ooh, that one gave me the creeps, I gotta tell you. Are our governments aware of this? Hello, Jackie Russo. Aroha. I have a very weird question. So I got 2029. There will be disclosure, but maybe it's, yeah. If you're getting 2030, so we'll keep an eye. Hopefully, I'm around for that. But Tennywell Lochman. Oh, the Loch Ness monster. Yeah, that's a good one. Right. I know a lot of people who've gone on that venture. I have. I never did that venture, but does our government know about the underwater? I fell out for some reason. That would be our government or gods. I'm going to pull one more because I have to discount that one, maybe. Yeah, so I gotta know, but I can't believe that. I'm gonna ask this deck. Does our government know about the underwater alien tribes or what's going on? Because there is a lot going on in the ocean when you, and the Grand Canyon. I went on a deep dive on that. Oh my good Lord. No idea. That's one of my favorite places on the planet. Grand Canyon. Why did this card fall out? 3, 6, 7 of Pentacles. Stacking winds. It's like they don't want you to know about it. Does the government know? In this deck, I got a yes. So I got a no and a yes. Which is it? Tiebreaker. Does the government know about the aliens underwater? Does the government know about the aliens underwater in the oceans? I think that would explain a lot about Pennsylvania and the Great Lakes if they were up there somewhere. Yes. 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 No, I got 4 out of 5. Yes. Diversity. Yes, there are many tribes. The sands of time. Well, that's going to be disclosed before long. More is coming out about it. 5 of Roses. Yeah, how we look at it is going to, how we look at the oceans is really going to be, there's going to be a focus on it. War of the Roses. And that's part of the battle with, I feel, China. What's going on in the oceans. So isn't that kind of interesting? That's kind of what the battle is going on. It's funny, somebody, the question about God, do we have different gods? All right, I am going to just ask a few more questions, and then we have finished our first episode. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and like, share, keep sharing. I'm at 700. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 soon so I can do more of this. Madeline McCann, yeah, those are good topics. Hello, Magnet. Okay, so I'm going to just ask, will we be finding out more by the end of this year? Will there be more sightings? Will there be more ET, I'm going to call them ET sightings, in land, water, sky by the end of this year? Will there be more sightings? Because there are so many documented sightings. It's just they have to go and be validated and all that baloney. Well, the sun, that's a big yes. Oh, yes, very soon. Wow, very soon. You know, I think they're right about August. I think there is going to be another big sighting, and then they're going to say, well, it could be a weather balloon. It could have been... Holy moly. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Wow, 5 out of 5. That's the first 5 out of 5. That is the first 5 out of 5. So we might not. I asked earlier, will we see the tribes? Will we meet the aliens, the ETs? And I got to know. But will we see a craft? This is 5 out of 5, guys. That's a big yes. The sun. So it'll be during the day. Page of Pentacles. It looks over. It looks like it's a very grassy terrain. It's reminding me of like Ireland or not Norway or anything. It's not that mountainous, but just the hilly kind of. And it's going to have come before we know it. It's a gift. They're doing it to prepare us. Oh, they're doing it to prepare us. It's a gift to humanity to get us ready for what's beyond. Again, I'm seeing the grass with some small mountains, not like big mountains. Maybe Scotland. Maybe Scotland. King of Wands. Who has a King of Wands? Who has a King of Wands who would be Sagittarius Leo right now? Like, who has the King of Wands? We have to check that out. Well, Trump is King of Wands, right? He's a Leo, I think. Does somebody know that? Commander Thor. Oh, Commander Thor. Let's ask that right now. Was Commander Thor real? Was Commander Thor... I'm going to ask this green deck because I think that was so perfect, that 5 out of 5. Was Commander Thor the real deal? Yeah, I know, right? Well, look at Baron Trump. Wouldn't you say he could be a hybrid? Like, Trump is a Gemini? Okay, so we want a Sag, Aries, or Leo. Sag, Aries, Leo. Which countries have a Sag, Aries, Leo? Maybe even a red hair. Doesn't necessarily have to be a man, even though it's a king. But it would be a prime minister or a king of a country who, in the countryside, the country itself is not like desert. So I'm going to rule out like Saudi or I feel it's very green. There are some smaller mountain formations or huge hills, you know what I mean? That, like, not like the Alps, nothing like that, just small. So was Thor the real deal? The one who met with President Trump, was he the real deal? Some say Trump's a time traveler, which would make a little bit of sense if his uncle had the Tesla documents from MIT. Was Thor the real deal? I'm getting a no from this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4 no's, 1 yes. Let me pull my pulp deck. Was Thor who met with Trump the real deal? And then I'm going to go to I'm going to pull a few cards just for an overview. See if we were on the right track. Thanks for your questions. I was hoping it was going to go like this. If nobody showed up and there were 2 people and they ran out of questions after one, this would not be a show. but you did a great job, everybody. Thank you so much. Okay. Was Thor, who met with President Trump, the real deal? I got a yes, so I need a tiebreaker now. I got a no, and I got a yes. Tiebreaker. Was Thor the real deal? In other words, maybe it's the question, oh, Macron. Well, parts of France, very good, Melissa. Parts of France are beautiful, grassy, nully, lots of little mountain formations. I know we had dinner in a cave that was unbelievable, of one of these little mountain towns in the south of France. It was unreal. Thank you, Mystic. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm going to be honest. I get woken up sometimes by my guides, spirit, and I had this vision of you have to, because I kept saying I need to connect with more people. I need to. Oh, Thor met with Eisenhower. Let's ask that question, Gary. That's good. Did Thor meet? Was the Thor who met with Eisenhower in 19? And it's interesting, Gary, because the information, there was missing days in Dwight D. Eisenhower's diary. They said he went to the dentist, but there's like no dental records of any sort. So he was missing for a couple of days, and after that they sealed all of the extraterrestrial anything. They just sealed it. They didn't talk about it for 50 years. It just started to make its way back into our Congress. Now I don't know how other countries are investigating, but was the Thor who met with Eisenhower in 1947, was he of another life form? Was he from another planet, of another life form, another tribe, one of the 7 tribes? So I got a yes. That's a big yes. That's a no and a no. I got a no. So I got 2 decks that say no. So I got that was something, that was a scam or a delusion of some kind. An illusion, not a delusion, an illusion. Maybe to divert us from something. I have this other deck I just ordered. I haven't played with it much. It's called True Crime Oracle. Are we on the right track? Are there aliens among us? 3 cards, please. Are there aliens among us? Be careful what you ask for, Magnet to Love. Yeah, I know. If he's so dark, handsome. Nice muscular arms, right? Yeah. Take me to your leader. Boats. Here's the water. There's the light under the water. Pay attention to the beach. Look at this. Hidden. Oh. Yes. I only asked a few questions of these cards. There's 80 cards, I believe, and I put my imprint on every single one of them. And it's very, deep cards, secret. I was actually, I had to pull a sample read because I didn't want to read on any of the topics that we might possibly read on. So thanks, Kathleen. Thanks for being here. So this is interesting. So guys, when you're at the beach, those messages in the bottle could be very interesting. Let's ask Thor. Let's ask about that Thor person. Was the person presented as Thor an alien to Trump or Dwight D. Eisenhower? In either case, or in both, was that Thor an actual alien of some sort? So what I was saying was, and I got this idea, and I said, this is a crazy idea. Road, secret. Regret. Maybe that's why they stopped communication on it, Gary. Maybe Dwight D. Eisenhower said, this is not good. I'm not going in the water. Well, revenge. Serial killer. Inside. Underground tunnels. And that's what I did read, that one of the tribes does collect people for experiments, for all kinds of things. So it's not, I told you I did have nightmares one night, and Antarctica, we're definitely going to read on Antarctica for sure. You were being watched, and there's so many places you can't go. So this is very interesting, and I love that we opened a door. I think we did get some allegedly good answers. And oh, what I was saying was I did a sample run on the missing presumed body of Savannah Guthrie's mother. And these cards were so explicit. And it actually, I could have probably drawn out a map. And when I looked at those cards, I remembered when it was happening, there were a couple of readers who put themselves out there immediately and said she was already gone, and this was within the first 24 hours. And I won't read on those things. But I'm so curious, like you guys. But if I do it in a forum like this, it's a little fun. It's entertaining, and we all, it's a little tongue in cheek, but we're getting somewhere. I think we can get some answers here and there. So, Merlin's cave, and oh, that would be interesting. I might group like a few of these questions together into one show. So I'm gonna have to go through these questions, and then I will see what I can do as far as grouping them together. And I will post very soon the choices for the next show. And like I said, we will have raffles each week. So tonight I did pick number 5 through 20. So I didn't know how many people were going to show up. I was hoping, there'd be at least 20 comments in the comment section. And that's what I mean. That's what I meant, Beth. From the first name, who was the number 12 was the number. So that we picked. So first I'll have you pick a number, and not right away, because I gotta get a feeling first for where everybody's at, and then I will have that name go in a basket, and then on the fourth show we'll pick a name, and that name will be put in. So out of 4 people, 4 weeks, at the end of the month, someone will get a free 1-hour reading. So I thank everybody for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I did have a good time, and I'm glad my spirit guide said, you got to do this, you got to do this. And it gave me a little energy, because sometimes it's hard. Like, I've had a tough couple of weeks with readings for people. Like, people are in pain. So, you know what I want to add to this show is everybody right now take a few seconds to just take a deep breath in. Let it go. And then hold some beautiful light energy for the planet and for all the people suffering. Just hold a little help, a little healing, some hope, and project that light out. And I gotta say, thank you so much, Seekers, for joining. I have a little goodbye. We may have ended today with more questions than answers. I want to read this because I worked so hard on it. But perhaps that's exactly where every great mystery begins. The cards don't replace history, but they do invite us to look at it from another perspective. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Keep an open heart, for sure. Keep an open mind. And until next time, Seekers, be blessed. Thank you so much.